Uh, Oftentimes, people are not even sure of the day nowadays, as they do seem to be so similar one to another. But today is a special day, um, not merely because it's the 8th, but because, oh, there we are. Hello, dear ones. Greetings. This kind of gray May 8th day. Um, it's getting hard sometimes for people to determine which day it is, but it is 2 days before Mother's Day. And we have the energy of the full flower moon with us from last night. If any of you were able to step outside here in New Jersey or the East Coast, there were a lot of clouds here, but there were breaks in the clouds, and the moon was so bright, so white. One of those moons that you could literally read by. And it was a supermoon meaning that it is one of those throughout the year that are closest to the earth. So it seems very, very large, very almost sometimes they look like you could just reach out and touch them or jump up onto the moon. I didn't see it until quite late last night when it was bright up in the sky. But that energy of the full flower moon, and it's named from Native American tradition. There's quite a few. Each month has a different name and based on the seasons, the cycles of the earth. And, we have the old saying of April showers bring May flowers. And that's a recognition also of the cycles and the rhythms of the earth. This beautiful mothering energy, the generosity, the beauty, the blossoming that is available to us right now. And we as humans were designed to be in a very synergistic relationship with the earth, and something that hopefully this time of slowing down and going inside, both in your homes and hopefully in your inner world as well, to be able to touch into the simple cycles and rhythms within your body, and hopefully also to be able to step outside and enjoy what we've had here on the East Coast as a very lengthy and true spring, with cooler temperatures and some very bright sunny days, and last month, April, a lot of showers. So it is very true to the traditions. Um, Today, the focus is on the energetic of mother and mothering and being mothered and what that means. We have a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in our nation. Excuse me. And there is such a contrast between what the healthcare workers, in all of their courage and dedication, are exhibiting as that caring and tending to and tenderness, because of the situation. People are away from their families and not able to be visited and or contacted, and oftentimes. So the nurses and doctors are filling in as family. And, we have that incredible care and nurturing contrasted with a lot of energetics that are very self-focused and very self-centered. We see that in the push to open a lot of the states without proper awareness and conditions that would protect and shelter the health of the people in the state. So, you know, the card that came up today, this morning in my meditation, was a card that said, let me get the quote, my needs are always met. And as I was in meditation preparing for today, it was very, very apparent that we oftentimes, you know, always your divine needs are going to be met. The divine will always meet your needs. The universe, spirit, excuse me, whatever you refer to as that greater sense of unity, oneness, divinity, intelligence of the universe or the universe. And while that is always true on a divine level, we are not always in tune to what that need really is. When we're looking from a human perspective, that's very, very different from a soul perspective. What our soul needs, i.e., in order to have the experience that we set out for during this lifetime, or as a soul giving, you know, the opportunity in certain circumstances to reassess, redesign where we're going, what we want to express from our inner essence self. So oftentimes our soul, through divine circumstance and divine guidance, will actually bring something that appears quite negative. But it is meeting a need of the soul to grow, to explore, to obtain an experience. So when, excuse me, oftentimes an illness appears and it's an opportunity to change something very, very drastically, perhaps in our life or in our way of being or in our way of perceiving ourselves or the world or others. And a radical experience will certainly compel one to do that. We are in that moment here and now with the circumstances surrounding the pandemic, giving us an opportunity to do just that, to slow down, to have less distractions, to really kind of cocoon in our homes, and taking the opportunity to slow down, and moments to be still, and moments to feel ourselves, moments to relate to those within our home and beyond in our larger circles, through I'm hearing such wonderful meetings and gatherings of family members who wouldn't normally do so. Being able to see all the grandchildren. My aunt, who is certainly not technological savvy, received a grandpad, and now she's able to watch and interact on a live basis with her many grandchildren. I think there's 16 grandchildren and something like 20, I don't know the number because they're born all the time, 20 something great grandchildren. So there's a great blessing, of course, in the technology that we have. There's always a downside to things. But in this case, it is allowing us a reconnection and a re-establishment of relationship with self, with other, with the earth as well. Um, I have so many people mentioning and noticing that not only do the colors seem brighter, but everything is more crisp and it feels better to breathe outside. And certainly we see that in the reduction of pollution around the world and in our own communities, our own neighborhoods. So in a way, all our need to change or evolve is being met, despite the fact that it looks to be a negative circumstance. So, that being said, the divine arrangements, the universe, our helpers will always meet our needs, although it may not look like the needs of the human part of us. Now, it is also true that most often our human needs were not met as children. And so that longing and wanting and hunger still remains. And we seek that out through different means, whether it's other people or whether it is actually in something that can be destructive, like eating or drinking or something that seems to feed that need, but in fact never does. It's almost like when you're hungry and eating, junk food, potato chips. While momentarily it seems to be answering that need, it isn't really filling. It isn't really nourishing. It isn't really allowing you to take in and grow from and assimilate the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that the body needs. So too with those things that the child within us is going to seek out and attempt to use in order to fill that empty space. So that is merely an opportunity, that hunger, that wanting, that needing, that longing is really an indicator. It is an avenue by which we can uncover and reclaim a piece of our own human nature that was dissociated. And in the reincorporation of that piece of ourselves, we are then not only able to give and feed that hunger and that yearning and that longing, should it arise again, but do so with great joy, because that sense of caring and wanting to make oneself feel good and secure and safe comes absolutely naturally at that point. And automatically also you are able to then be open to the divine aid, the divine nurturing, the divine giving that is available on a moment to moment basis from helpers, from the earth, from messages, validation, confirmation, that allows you to feel encircled. It allows you to feel constantly watched over and monitored and respected and valued and honored. So that's at the very heart of certainly the work that I do with clients, is that regression back to the point where that piece of ourselves became distorted based on what we were experiencing, and the reclamation of that and reincorporation, and then therefore caring for ourselves in that way, loving ourselves in that way. And as I said, being open to the reception of the divine ways, through nature, through messages, through synchronicity. So that is what's available, and that is the focus, and that is the energetic right now, because we're looking at the mothering going on the earth, by the earth, certainly of us, giving us. This is such a time of coming forth and coming anew and birthing through flowering and blossoming, as well as the tiny chicks and birds and little lambs. Everyone's giving birth at this time, so we too are in kind of a womb, if you want to look at it that way, of this time. This going inside can feel like very womb-like, should we decide to make it that way. And in that womb, the development and growth that is possible. So we have that opportunity that we may never have again, because when we take vacations, it's usually for a short period of time. It takes quite a bit to slow down. We're there having fun, and then we're back here and back at that pace and that speed that doesn't always allow for the cocooning and the stillness and the going inside. So particularly those here on the East Coast, we have another couple of weeks that we are being asked to stay at home. And I invite you to really use that and feel it as the womb, and you creating what you'd like to give birth to in your personal life, as well as here on the planet. And right now, in these creation energies that are so palpable, we can drop down deep into our wishing and dreaming places and actually be creators. A lot of all that has been part of the old energy, what we've been exploring for tens of thousands of years, and all of the detriment and negative effects and destructiveness are being revealed daily, more and more. And the tendency is to avert one's eyes. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know it. I can't. I'm holding stable. I'm like holding on right here, and that will jostle me. But instead, if you drop into these creator birthing energies, you are able to actually affect change on those negatives, what I'm calling kind of the 2-minute turnarounds. And I'm going to be posting probably daily of different things that come up that look very negative and very harmful, and how we can drop in and feel into the way we'd like it to be. For example, I think one of the postings I've set up is about a large corporation draining a lot of the natural reservoirs of water that belong to everyone, and they're bottling and charging for it. Well, that if you feel that that is not what you'd like as part of your future, then instead of knocking heads with that action, instead I invite you to drop in and feel the reservoir, the water of the earth. Give appreciation for the rain and the dew, and commune with water, and in respect and honoring and gratitude. And that will actually strengthen the way we as humans can be with our water, rather than in a mode of greed and consumerism and, um, thievery for that matter. So we have such opportunity right now. We're seeing some of the changes that are taking place during this slowdown, shutdown around the world, the cleanliness, the recuperation of the earth. And that's what we can focus on to create more of. And then it doesn't feel so scary to see what is apparently the more destructive, label them darker forces, uh, the old way. So you have power. Quantum physics every day is understanding more and being shown more of how our consciousness is actually creating this reality and creating this experience. You have the power to do so. Take this time, feel into your own needs and feel into the needs of the planet and what you would like to give, see, feel, experience it to be. And moreover, to delight in what it is. Excuse me. And that means getting outside and noticing the tiny little flowers. I just saw a post this morning inviting everyone to wait until June to cut their lawns, because it really gives the flowers and the land and all the little ground covering opportunity to be available to bees and insects. And without them, of course, we will not have a planet. So do heed some of the conservation suggestions. I know we all want everything to look picture perfect and like in the magazine as far as our yards and lawns, but that isn't necessarily the best for us or our planet. So that is a way that you can nurture and care and bring that desire for safety and security to your area, to your land, even if it's a tiny little plot of land, even if you're in an apartment, you can create window boxes or, planters. There's many planters with kind of like step ladders that you can grow herbs or flowers or what have you. All of that aids you and the planet and our further growth. And in that process, you can feel the need of the earth and meet that need just as you desire to have that need met in you. And in order to really receive that today, we're going to bring in many of the mother representations throughout history and divine mothers, as well as our own mothering abilities and the earth mother. So without further ado, I invite you, as always, to find your sits bones. You could rock around a little bit and find them. They're the bones right in the very center of your buttocks. And sometimes it helps to just shift out a little bit of the tissue so that you can feel them and sit on them more firmly. And having your feet ideally on the ground. For when you're sitting on your sits bones, then your skeletal structure can fall into place and hold you up so that you needn't feel or you needn't do so. as we so often do. We don't realize it, but we're actually holding ourselves up, even when we're sitting on the couch or a chair watching TV. We're still in that upward movement, or that upward push. So try and find and settle into your butt bones, and that'll help you feel your body. And I invite you to perhaps even run a hand over the area of your body initially that you can easily reach: your thighs, the top of your thighs, the outside of your thighs, your hips. Bring it around to your belly, your low belly. Just kind of tenderly stroke, just as you would a cat, or as a mother would, to soothe and let the child feel a mother's touch. And work your way up your abdomen, over your ribs, and around, if you can, as far around as you can reach. And bring it up over your chest. Feel those wonderful tissues and bones, if you can, underneath, that support the lungs and the heart and all of the organs within. And run your arm from your shoulder all the way from where your neck connects to your shoulder. And with a goodly amount of pressure, not just, like if you have cats, that they don't like that tiny, very light touch, but a firm touch enables you to feel your body. For it is your vessel, it is your vehicle, it is your home, it is your temple. Working your way around your neck, to the back of your neck, the base of your skull, around your chin, your cheeks, your nose, your forehead, your ears, around to the back of your head, giving it a rub, and ideally maybe even above the top of your head, giving that a rub also. And your hands, these wonderful tools that we have and use every minute of the day, even when we're asleep. Give them a tender touch. And feeling your back against the couch, your feet on the ground, connected to your calves and your shin and your knees. And then maybe it enables you to take a breath, a very slow, long breath, feeling the air coming into your lungs, enabling it to move throughout your body, through your circulatory system. And I invite you still to feel the temple, the vessel, the vehicle that you are in, leaving your eyes soft perhaps, but slightly open, for when you learn to come down and in you, it will enable you to explore the universe through you, within you, by way of you. For so often we have a tendency to go up through our third eye or our sixth chakra and out. And while that may feel good or may be beneficial in some ways, it does leave you separate from much of you. So I have found over many decades that it is much more beneficial, inclusive, and expansive to go down and in through you, for there also is anchored your energy field. There also are the portals and vortices to other lives or existences of you. There too is the way to connect with your wider self, which is the sum total of your experiences, certainly in this universe. So I always invite everyone to say, I ask and I allow my body. I ask and I allow my energy field. I ask and I allow my wider self. I ask and I allow my guides and teachers and masters, helpers. I ask and I allow all parts of me. I ask and I allow all times of me to join me here and now, assisting me, guiding me, leading me down and in me. And as always, I am continuing to create an energetic container through sacred geometrics that will allow those that are here present or those that will be listening at a future point to be included in this process, in this practice, in this container, enabling each and every one to be situated in the exact right location within that sacred geometric container. It may be very complex. It may have many interconnections, many points within that sacred geometric to accommodate all of those who are or will be partaking of this practice, and including each and every one of your helpers, for they are with you always, and they too contribute to each and every practice, meditation, still time. And as always, we have those that have come with me in this process of creating a sacred geometric for these practices, who are much like the focal points or pillars within that sacred geometric. And as always, we have Michael, who holds the energy of the divine masculine, as well as mutual duality, encompassing, embracing both and all aspects of duality. We always have here with us Andreu, helping us discern what is ours to do and what we must allow to be done for us. I call in and call upon Francis, sweet Francis of Assisi, who represents a way, much like the Native Americans, to walk in beauty, recognizing the beingness, the aliveness, the divinity within all things on this planet. Every blade of grass, every cloud, every insect, every animal, every person. And today, as always, we have the representation of the divine feminine. But today there have gathered many more than usual. We have, of course, Mother Mary, representing divine feminine or divine motherly acceptance. And we have Tara, who in her many forms represent divine feminine power. Kuan Yin, holding for us divine feminine compassion. Sophia, representing divine feminine wisdom. Amma, holding, teaching, giving divine feminine tenderness. The Great Mother, representing all that mothering entails. Representing and holding the deep, divine mothering security, surrounding, encircling us. I call in and call upon Lady Gaia, Earth Mother, holding and representing divine feminine generosity, givingness. I call in and call upon Demeter, who represents the divine feminine fierceness with which she protects and fought for her child. I call in and call upon Mother Teresa, who sees all as her children, no matter what condition. And I invite you, if you so choose, to feel into those who have represented Mother to you. Perhaps not your original birth mother. Perhaps a friend, grandmother, aunt, sister, cousin. Or perhaps someone that you would like to feel this encirclement, embracing, enveloping of Divine Mother. Tender, loving care. Safety. Complete acceptance. Sweet comfort. Allow yourself to drop another level deeper down, deeper in, so that you may experience an even deeper sensation energetically, even physically. Much like a baby, you need not know how to do this. Your energy field and your wider self, in conjunction with your body, will gently take you another level deeper within, and so to experience, intake, imprint the beneficent mother energetics that are here, encircling, embracing, enveloping you. Simply allow drink deeply. as you are being tended to, comforted, cradled, as this penetrates ever deeper into your system, into your body, into your emotional body, in and through your mental body, in and through your energetic body, in and through your spiritual body. Nothing you need do, just as a babe need do nothing to receive the nurturing, the tending to, the caring for, the comforting, the soothing. Encompassing your whole being. Encircling you, embracing you, enfolding you, enveloping you, allow, let go even more, even if that feels like you're falling asleep. A babe need do nothing. We are here for you. Around you. Under you. Over you. For you. Allow your system to drink to its fill of this caring and tending to, comforting, soothing, mothering. Just as a babe ever so gently begin to easily follow your energy field and your wider self as they so gently, so smoothly, effortlessly rock you back, float you back, rotate you back, ease you back from a less physical experience to a more physical experience. Ever so gently, ever so slowly, as you would feel coming out of a sweet, deep sleep. No effort, no push, no pull, no focus necessary. Allow your system and its wisdom to ease you back, or in that in-between place of delicious here and there, non-physical, physical, You are able to experience yourself and incorporate both and all of you. And when and as you feel ready, gently opening your eyes, not now because I say so, but when, excuse me, it is exactly right for you. If you prefer to stay in this energetic for a while, that's fine too. Just know that your system is fully integrated and incorporating all of these energetic experiences so that you are perfectly fine to go back to work or play or whatever else the day may present to you. Know that I embrace you in all of you with much honor, love, respect, and gratitude. And until next time, huge love. I am going to be doing an expanded event of mothering this evening. So please check on Healers Universe page for that link or email me at Andrea at healersuniverse.com. That's HEALERS universe.com. And I'll send you the Zoom link. It is donation only. All donations going to the Camden Women's Shelter to honor those women and help those women who are under distress at this moment. Again, much love. Until next Friday, happy Mother's Day to those that are mothers, those that mother, and those that desire mothering. Be well. Bye-bye.